Yes, hello, welcome everybody, it's Chris here from the Ministry of Dice, and today marks the return of my What the series. That's right, this is where I take an irreverent, lighter-hearted, daft, silly look at the game of Dice Masters, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my most What the Dice Masters dice symbols. These are the symbols that when you roll them you go, what were they thinking? What the is going on there? What's that got to do with this character? What's that got to do with these cards? You have them, I have them, we've all been playing for a number of years, and we've got these dice that kind of just bother us around the dice symbol, so without further ado, let's get into it. And coming in at number 10, we have a dice that fundamentally doesn't have anything wrong with it. The character's King Shark, the image is a shark fin, it all adds up, there's no what the there. But this is definitely one that I remember from when I drafted this set. I kept having to do that thing where you roll it and then you pick it up and you have to squint at it and sort of angle it in the light to know what you've rolled it on. And it's so frustrating. Who in their right mind, when in the design team at WizKids, thought, I've got a good idea, I'm going to put a light grey symbol on a kind of transparency blue dice, and everyone will be able to see that clearly, it'll be fine. Now, I know in that picture I've done some stuff because like the flash has gone off and it's made it easier to read, but trust me folks, this is a great example of those what the dice symbols where you're just like, I mean, what is that? What have I rolled? I don't even know. And forget about playing online. If you're looking at an opponent and what they've rolled down the screen, give it up. You'll just be like, what the is that? So fundamentally nothing wrong with King Shark other than the fact it was just a really bad colour combo decision. And that's just one example of a number of dice where you're just like, come on, how am I supposed to read that? What is that? Right, moving on to number 9 then, and we've got Cloak here from the Spider-Man set. And Cloak is just a blob. He's just, I mean, tell me, folks, when you look at that, do you go, I know what that is. That's a guy in a big long cloak with his hood up. Is that what you say? Or do you say, what the is that? It looks to me like somebody, like some graphic design artist dude in WizKids is colouring away, and they've knocked over their ink jar, and it's sort of spilled up the page, and they've gone, that'll do. Swiveled it round, slapped it on the dice. I mean, seriously, what the is that? The whole point of the dice symbols is that when you see them, it makes you go, that's such and such or so and so, and speaks to the character in the card. That just is a bit of a weird blob. There's just nothing going on there. I mean, what the is that all about? Right, on to number 8 then, and we've got another Spider-Man set card here. This is Gwen Stacy, and tell me, folks, when you look at this, do you think, Gwen Stacy, her superhero uniform, swinging through the streets, combating villains, saving innocent lives? Or, like me, do you go, that looks like a really angry crab? Now I've said it, can you see it? It just looks like a really angry crab. It looks like you're at the beach and this crab is about to seriously assault you. I mean, what the is that? What is going on? I know why the crab's angry, because someone's robbed his pincers. That's what it is. He's got no claws, poor soul. That crab has been, mistreated so badly. He's got reasons for being angry, but what it doesn't say to me is Spider Hero swinging through the buildings of New York. It says, I'm a angry crustacean. I just threw a bleep in there for no reason at all. Here we go then, on to number 7. Mindless one from the Doctor Strange team pack. And this is just another example. It's like Cloak. There's a big black blob. I mean, they've added a little bit of detail with the laser eye beam thing, but that just looks like a really aggressive fart or, a taco accident that's going on. It's lined up really weird on the dice. The symbol's not sort of centered. You can't, is it a head? Is it a helmet? Is it an arse? What's going on there? I mean, seriously, what the is that telling me? It doesn't communicate angry beast thing with laser eye beams at all, does it? I mean, does it? I don't know. I mean, it looks just pointless. It just looks pointless. I don't know what the is going on with that one. I can't, you know what I mean? I don't know. You may agree or disagree, but that, again, is just another example where they've just put a black blob on. There's a bit of detail, but it's so badly lined up on the dice and it just looks really weird. And when I played with it back in the day, I was just like, what is that telling me? I don't know. Okay, on to number 6 then. Here we go. This is Iron Manor from the Iron Man War Machine team pack. Again, fundamentally, like King Shark, there's nothing wrong with this one at all. It doesn't really make me go, what the necessarily. But I remember when the team pack came out and we were playing around with it down at my FLGS, every time I rolled it, if it landed upside down, I just had this weird little thought that, doesn't it look like a surprised ghost? You know, like a, ooh, like a little ghost who's gone, ooh. A little bit, a little bit of a surprise ghost. I don't know why, just a weird little thing that jumped into my head. I suppose it doesn't really qualify as a what the, but it's one that makes me giggle every time I see it. And I look at it upside down in my dice box, or when it's rolled on the table upside down, and I go, he looks like a surprise little ghost. Oh man, what am I recording here? Right, on to number 5 then. Okay, Becky Lynch from WWE set. Now, I've not been and checked. I probably should have Googled it before I started recording, but does this, when you see it, just make you want to order a cappuccino with a caramel shot? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to cause WizKids any legal issues, but I am a bit like, what the... Is that not a licensing issue? Is that not the symbol on the side of the cup from that company? Isn't it? I don't know. It just got a bit of a coffee shop kind of vibe to it that makes me go, what the... I mean, if there was some... I mean, they're a big corporation. If they did see it, maybe there would be a bit of trouble to be had, but it just makes me want to order a cappuccino. It just looks like, you know, that company's symbol. That shall go unnamed, just in case there's some trolling bot that detects it and then gets our game closed down because I've caused a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit or something. On to number 4. Here we go. Okay, this is Nick Fury, and I totally say, what the... This is just another example. I mean, it's supposed to be his eye patch, and a kind of, I don't know, he's got his other eye closed, I suppose. Perhaps he doesn't want to see what he's looking at, but it just looks like someone's got a fountain pen and flicked it, and there's a little splodge. You don't get that vibe? Just like a, there you go. It doesn't say to me Nick Fury's eye patch. It looks not right. I can't make it out to be an eye patch. I'm just totally, what the is that? The best way I can describe it is a flicked fountain pen. Like someone's just gone flick, and there's a little splodge come off the edge of the fountain pen. I mean, when it comes to the design process, again, I've got to ask, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? There's much better Nick Fury dice, for sure. Right, on to number 3. Okay, do you know what this dice is, guys? Do you? Some of you may do, probably because you've played with it, but this is Lex Luthor from the War of Light set. And, you know, when I look at that dice, I immediately think Lex Luthor, don't you? I mean, it really speaks to the Lex Luthor experience. It's got everything about that character that we know about that character, and that character's, you know, popular and well known for. This dice symbol just communicates so well. It's the, you know, the bald head, the big corporate super villain techno dude, doesn't it? Or does it make you go, what the has that got to do with Lex Luthor? I can't make anything out from that. What actually is that? What is it? I mean, looking at it right now, I didn't think this before, but it sort of looks like a kind of winking, like weird winking creature thing. Can you see that? Like with a smiley face, like a Mr. Man character giving you a wink, perhaps. Or actually, could it be a pram? Actually, looking at it, I'm getting a prammy vibe off it right now. I don't know, but I can't. What is that? How is that Lex Luthor? I do not understand how that is Lex Luthor. I think what it's supposed to be is a clenched fist with like a symbol on the back of the hand, maybe. But I don't know what the is that. How is that evocative of Lex Luthor in any way, shape, or form? I don't get it at all. Don't understand. Right, on to number 2 then. Here we go. Poxwalker from the Warhammer 40k set, and what is it? I don't. It doesn't look like some kind of diseased walking horror. It kind of looks like. Well, there's a few things that spring to mind. The first time I ever saw it, I kind of thought of like an elephant who's had a bit of an accident. You know, like can you see the trunk and the 2 floppy ears? Like it's an elephant with that's slightly deformed, perhaps. And then sometimes my head goes to like a newt. You know, like there's the tail and the head and a little bit of a fin sticking out, but certainly not a diseased, horror, lumbering zombie type thing that worships a chaos god at all. I mean, what? And it's another example of one of those that when you roll it, you're like, well, what is that? Did I roll a character? Or did I get energy? Or what? You know, it's just complete. I mean, what the is going on there? I mean, if it is an elephant, then I feel very sorry for it, because it doesn't look like it's had an easy life, does it? It's probably been bullied at school, bless it. But yeah, it's not saying to me, it's not evocative of what the card is, what the character is that it represents at all. It's like just a weird, like someone had like my 7-year-old could have drawn that. Like just some random piece of, that he's scribbled on a page. I mean, what? I don't know, honestly. Right, on to number 1 then. Here we go. We've got Star Labs. And you can see there, it's like a test tube, and there's like some test tubey liquid in it with bubbles. And okay, I get it. Star Labs, it's a lab, and that all kind of makes a sort of sense. But to get crass for a moment, if I spin it around, what does that make you think of? To my mind, whenever I see it, I sort of think of like a discarded. I'm not going to say it. It's crass. It's horrible. But, it's been utilised, and it's, Catholics don't like them. You get what I'm saying? Catholics aren't keen on them, and it's a useful thing to carry in your wallet, and you've used it, and you've just thrown it away, and... No, you're not seeing it? Is that just me? Is my head in the gutter? I don't know, but it just definitely makes me go, what the... were they thinking? I mean, anything, dice symbol, card image, whatever, that has a kind of phallic undertone is surely a no-no. It's surely, that's like when someone, when they were doing the design process and they said, right guys, I've designed the dice for Star Labs, didn't someone say, what the are you doing? It looks like a used, birth control item. I don't know. Honest to God, it boggles my head sometimes. It boggles my head. But it's certainly, I get it. It's, it's supposed to be a test tube. It's definitely evocative of the card, and it speaks to what it's all about. But just when I see it this way round, I'm like, huh. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean you go, what the is that all about? Well, there we go then, folks. That brings me to the end of my What the Dice Masters Dice Symbols. Please do let me know in the comments below, what are the symbols that make you go, huh? Make you go, what the... Are the ones that make you question your psyche? and this is like one of those psychiatrists, Rorschach tests, isn't it? What that make you question what's going on deep in your psyche, or the ones that you think, why did they put that coloured symbol on that coloured dice? I can't read it, or whatever, whatever else. Please do get involved, and let's have a little bit of a giggle to lighten up our moods before the weekend. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Give us a thumbs up if it's something you'd like to see me do more of. But I've been Chris, otherwise known as the True Mr. 6, and I'll catch you on a video, on a podcast, or over at BritRoller6.com sometime soon. Thanks, guys.